I say, I heard him say Reverend Charles Usu and some
the Cardinal.
Prof Marching.
The Cardinal, Major so.
There be Prof Cassie near Namojo so the MP.
Yeah, near. Ya Cronto.
Mammy Timonia, the seminary professor.
Nase, the Cardinal. Oh dear, sir, oh dear. Yamia Numuni. A lot of things, in fact, everything in common. Everything in common. I relate with you, papa.
That's it.
One more munko from Dano. Muhume. Namuhu the Cardinal. Mobetiasi.
Sa pepe.
Minia Penny Charles, Naya no Takan as him say, Professor Snibby Munko from there. Professor B. Honoma. Anyway, Professor B. Any more Chra Greca. The Cardinal mean is a Professor Beach a Greca on Quefum. And we have Bibisabel. But
Nansena may and Rimuka Caribia for Ghana professors na one.
Yeah.
Social mommy Nimo Mopano. The honor pada or do be dida.
And Yazo. She. Now, Femuno cry. Oh, Konya now why say up because Charlie. Easy.
Oh
yeah. That could be Kens and Pa. Emma. Young Kuman, Mebunati, as yes, Charlie Obrano, and Yefusa, enough from Sa at all.
Last week, na a man bomb by Numeri or Mokakoda around 10 p.m. The crocodile and tea. I'm sorry, and not make the study tables and then penny with them say, Daddy, into what that? I don't say, was he, men Nassau. And I said, I'm Zakwasi, I'm a da. Moscow fees.
I was never da come.
And I'm a meda. Yes, can do a Moscow fees. Mobile Tenefi. Yeah. Oh, she my name, sir. Yeah. Daddy.
Yeah.
And in your memoir holding.
Yeah.
And I was so touched.
Yeah.
Hey, Obeda.
You see, me be very active in the night. Hey, beer, nay, for a reason, but a nay, boy, me papa. Those days, University of Cape Coast na chinchin adi ube struggle enya kakra de ato ho ne adi ntino. I was doing a lot of things outside campus. Na ube ba na niema yesu egu echi ni ade no ntena se anaju nzua. Na ade cha UCC eni agro. UCC who's your cry trouble so now one go see UCC you don't try it if you are not serious. I became very active in the night. And ye ka say there are a lot of things anyamia yetimi ya because at least ye da kakra there but adebeche pass me no nyina de ache no a lot of things has happened.
There
a lot. Obi bisa me say unua King Edward the slave. Hey, bisa me say how am I able to do the things I do?
No, that's fine.
Unse Charles Bisu Esikado.
Onia want to be you.
Ni dino o underline ya onia. Want to. What tanche what ten so denche.
Ja to be the dead.
Eti kinde ni aprekope oton mi enye mi so ton na enye onia want to.
Onye mumbateja ye be fa ne sa.
Oh, your days bi a onye so ahye ne nso a. Days bi honom dia ne odu asem ko Kenedu. The one for asem ko ne so kra no ono de beba also.
On camera.
So ahye this one Tuesdays on camera baako. On camera and the Tuesday dear. Wasem yedo na asem beba also.
On camera. Anyway. Lawyer Henry Nanabuache. AK mon scrap emission levy. And also there be the ampa no finance minister so was scrap it.
But oh you sure say na onima de kro.
Anabi. Say asem shi. O say wona santini abere wakasa no say asem ne machine.
What video so me say me kan nema mienu me ka say me sra say
VAT on electricity.
I want say VAT no na o ma drop emission no. Minimum say enyam beto dwade ba minimum say ekunkun ho. Me sra say eno so nkomo betimi.
But national organizer umodu na nabi.
Oh, Debbie.
When your children are one to men and Abbey. They want to men and Abbey. A body takra. Mamma, Megatam, Wing Callis, number come on, Midnam, some food. The assembly Shemano. Comedy can't come with videos, of course, and I mean,
ene nkoma na ekɔ akyire ye platform so any party fushia kwankwanu ase nti omo asema omo de shema no na mzo bi di chame a be kan ne se ne yese e de mom nti mesre na mabo mpanifo nso ba so sebe wo ye kandini na se ne udi wachi no woni ne ko baabi na se o suwa me de so omo so omatie na omagye esa VAT nim mesre se emission tax no so no kan no so entoa so. In fact, so here the next president of Ghana, His Excellency Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia, Nkomo Obo na Osakra de kan say emission tax no so dia obobi ye free ho. Dia bitime ene nti yenye emfree ho no. Nti message say yeje we mu no na nkeje enu nso maka ho na aye announce say no so yeje enu aka ho na enye fe. Yebo mpanifo abaso se ye kan so o matimi etie na me da se won so ato sa frɛ me
yo yes ye da se pass onya ye ho adaje na me enhira enkomo a wo fi ha no pay ye ba bedie Dr. Bawumia na nsɛm o de tu dwa ene ade we no data we wo ho nti Professor Smasapon wani beje ho data no wo ho ene ma o kan ye bi ene se private sector to power projects. I don't need any moon. I feel Nensama or the Etudra will say obey you 50 ministers and deputy ministers. 50, not more than 50 ministers and deputy ministers. E-levy obey year free ho. I feel bet tax and emission tax or obey year free ho. I feel government has created 2.1 million jobs between 2017 and 2022. Ninyina eka ho sansem we ena anopay lawyer Henry Nanabuache national organizer and then obetwetwe nkomo Professor Smasapon director Institute of Research Innovation and Development and afi Reverend Charles Owusu and grandson of Charles Owusu no mo eba betwetwe nkomo but as na member professor no ma memfa belated happy birthday Emma mia minua Prophet Collins Kwame Kesse leader and founder, Great Glory Ministry International, also Anyan Kwanta, Prophet Collins Kwame Kesse, the Kesse family, yes, yama belated happy birthday. Yina Yankopon Inshra, yes, Nyami Inshra at the mouth. I saw Manina, so Mama Tinkwa, or Yered of 4, Mrs. Jeanette, and Amankwa Kesse, or say, Onen Quadani, so Edo. T. Yama Tinkwa, belated one to you, Prophet Collins Kwame Kesse of Great Glory Ministry. Prof.
Yes, the cardinal.
Dr. Bawumia, okase wi enkofo say papa no why smart pa because we hu say car na odi hu mate no. Car na hwe ase awie. En why ntem asi we huru afrim. En wa be pepa na no wa be gina kwa ho te say dia onye hwe no. Bone a akoso aba we mu nyina no. Wasum e de agu omampanin akufo adoso en wayi ne ho afrim. Mamintio.
Good. Yachia yahwefo ne yatiefo ema obi bia achi ena no pay. Ni edi kan ne se Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia Vice President of the Republic of Ghana enti no nhyiamu bia ekoso a ye dwene Ghana ho efa Ghana ho adwene esi Ghana ho ginaye niema ebebo o man Ghana no very likely say ni nyina no na otimubi nia another fact yasem no kra ochia no a enyeye enso ne se ultimate mu bia se bio bia kro nye kwaye enye wo nko a wo asem ena ye befa ede aye adwuma kai hunu se wonumu a omuti cabinet na asem panimfo a manage oman yi from 2017 to today no sabi no mu nyina wonimdie enti senka ye na nkate se tete no ye breso sabio ye nananom breso ye wo papa ya na o kan ye letters ma na efe no bra Charles na efe no Sir Charles wase kropon we free ma check akra na ono nko a nana Sabre no so na MC ni light before I think 88 89 mu ho baby asem na make na enya light was Kokrokoo enti na bra Charles na etimi koyi letter na akofie bia mu acheche na me ma me de wakan ama no ni ade sabre no a anke beka se bia ne mu nyina betwe ahwe Dr. Mahmoud Baomi answer no mbesi gina ya o message gina ye. And so I mean the team that sits on cabinet metimi kura ka say in terms of experience ene nimdie mu ni ade anka ebinum kura de ebesene Dr. Mahmoud Baomi I don't have the measurements but it is possible say enye ono na omutwan no to take decisions. Ya de bia me de ahemfie na ya me de ye example ye chia santimai chia santiwura anniversary ne koso enra ne the days before Great Hall history ni abakosem ngoma omuda na die ni ade na nankasa otumfo ankasa na sign autograph no ni ade it was beautiful ye chia empanimfo chia santimai nyina na ya na de bia ya ni amde toto ho ne say sikadwa wo ho ena otumfo na teso ena the silver stool na mamponhene ene ahemfo akese tititi ahini akese ya mahina akese na wasante you see obua menhia na say wo sumutumfo a ya na usually ne ma wasem ye de na I mean no ka ho asem bia obi ate wasem say waka asem na ato asumma asante my council in fact obi aja to ni papa yi kan de eye nyina mfa. But when there is a disagreement over your proposal, okay, you can also be successful. But you so successful if obia no disagree na bia otumfo no ya adwene dia because the back will stop with him. But sabe no matter how fine your idea is, say I'm convinced your artistic adjustwa sabe you and sure na ye de adwuma enkoyeyi saa na ye fie mu nyina tie me se me ye fie ti na adwenkyere ne ba na me feel say fie ha asem bi si a akwasisa pon ne be frɛ no me medwene ho pa say ene me de no to asomu a meye ene me de no to asomu a and the president that we know na Danko Akufo-Addo a ye nim no menye sure so you obi a onye a man of his convictions. He is a man of his convictions. Indeed, you try to Onwani near finance minister suggested in public because me sure say no account with them ama ni nua fani na ntia na say no fa na ntie. Do no dey ba abonte be ka say onu nko ade free SHS no aye fi ase no kwa no. Na adwen say ye ntem dodo. Onye sure say na bi account cabinet. Onye sure say bi no account baby. But once the man was convinced to say Charlie free SHS na ye ko una ni disagree una ni nya adwunu onu na Ghana for ato abama. He wants you to go and find money, do everything you can to get this thing done today. You go and do it. It is sanity, and every leader must be a leader of his convictions. And yes, I would be a leader out to hold my own conviction. Yeah, table no here back can outiti mua or any ever papa way and fanko yejuma. Let's say Pashasha, you are the one to be held responsible. That argument can be made because a political season money away. Why not? To try to equal the position of the vice president to the president. Yeah, it's for for political sake, for politics sake. But yen says sebe Christo mukra noa yen ye baakwa yen den usofuke to asebio you are not equal to usofupeni. You know, Bible baako. We all have been blessed by God, but the anointing on you Sofoketwa cannot be the same as the anointing on Sofopeni. And so we try to when it comes to our homes when it comes to our churches ba himfia I'm say politics munkuana na yentiase yeah force it. But I hold a different view. I don't think that the vice president is the same as the president and that the final decision is usually taken by the vice president. The final decision is not taken, and it is not to say that every decision that is taken, the vice president supports it. Yenim cry, yenim his position on levy and other things. Ebi a demu de bebre on my auntie. But so tiasi. Sikajwa kasa o. Oya asante memu hene bia na ma hene. You have to fall in line and do as Sikajwa. And I say 240 get just one ono na sebe also da ekesi na so that is the way we really nim Just that in politics we may want it to. And I say na metie a very fantastic submission from one of the members of aspirants for NDC. Mrefinidi Madam for Abrase Bukamanka parliamentary candidate for NDC. Felix did an excellent submission on Ekosi saying yesterday. Enra fantastic submission. But utie submission ni nyina no a two things na me dem free in the submission mu is either he wanted to say decisions are taken by the vice president because he chairs the economic management team, or something else. But then you know say economic management team is a subcommittee of cabinet. Or they don't, it doesn't end there. I saw the back cabinet to be a PowerPoint presentation. To the experts for are brought on board to come and interrogate the things that you are saying before decision is taken by cabinet. In fact, in our constitutional structure here operating economic management team, no subcommittee, no sub-management team takes decision beyond the cabinet. And you know the now beside margin mu dear politics never allow that argument. And yes, anka yenim ye fie mu practice yenim say there is the head of the house who is usually an adult household member nominated by the household to be the head. We vote for the people, we don't nominate them. We vote for an adult household member, an adult Ghanaian citizen is voted for to be the head. Once he is the head, the back will stop with him. He will be the final decision making source and all those things. Isn't it? Like I say, it's only politics that will allow that debate. And yes, Akwa nsin niwura, Akwa oyedai nsin wura. And so Dr. Mahmoud cannot be equated to the president. And argument be extended to make it look like Jamagana and Nekranonona will take the final decision for the country. No. Enti waba ordinary swadi huna bana na ma me ko na ni swadi hunim no ma men ka say in academia you are in the school of thought. Enti e bia ya wo statistics and data analysis mu no we have positions on some methods be if the data is behaving this way some method we near they analyze it. But on that same matter people can create extra views on that same matter. What we do is not to criticize or shut down the first thought, but to see say first thought you courage na hwa dean ade foforo na me metimi ya fa ho emu dean na me feel say nka me any different me say o try pen when your new knowledge and new schools of thought your friend critiquing. So whatever vice president will do, and I say parliamentary presidential candidates in Nyina, especially those that have relation with a certain government, all they will do is not to criticize because to criticize can be, but to critique, to look at areas where Uwa and Kabeni say. And the foundation is that no two people are the same. Antafo kra no sebe uja antafo a obia ne the way obeye na ade omukra e won ba ko free efunu ba ko mni ade nti he has every right to bring out what he will do if given the opportunity. And say or criticizing the government, I never heard in his speech a place or criticizing the government, but he is allowed to critique. He's allowed to say this has no me am ba me say taxes and me first in America who asem no only a certain foundation. If we listened, the foundation nene say digitization, the efficiency aba revenue mobilization. Me kai for the first time stadium binya sika ne broso was the time said Ghana Football Association said
Black Stars match bi
Kumasi omu yesa ni umbeko no e-ticket no obi anko emfanisa anko kasika bia o dey go online, do this, do that, you get your ticket to the travel gate away room. Minim ni enti a every the league matches no mu yeso mbe ya o manya o mu so giska mbe yempe the time
omu state venues ni bi ho omu ye
still now omu so ye
so for instance minim so omu ye
so that lesson tells us that say you use efficient way, a better way to do our revenue collection. You benya sika chen ni ya yenya no. I think that was his first foundation I will lay here. And now my examples binum bebre o kaya o kan say bia ECG4 where omuko our platform no so no movie from her to her be from 3 passport 4 echo 94 million from omu regular 11 million bia na omunya den eno dan chen. And na oka size of government in Swa, Abia, or so the 50. And for me, the 50 is good. He can work on it if he is convinced about that. But 60 versus 50, Unzena President Muhammad Dika 60. Me imagine mo the 60 no was rododo. But 54 nenso. 50 nenso, say non so ever form kakra. Me estimate kakra bi, but the back will stop with him and how they will justify it in the manifesto. But me sure me the no. Now I think say anko ye 54 mumua ankebeye because the mainline ministries no about 19. Many ministries are me feel say mainline based on our economy and the structure we operate. Ministry of Finance and Economic Planning 1, Agriculture 2, Roads and Transport 3, Energy 4, Education 5, Health 6, Tourism, Chieftaincy and Culture 7, Local Government 8, Employment and Labor Relations 9, Defense 10, Interior 11, Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration 12, Gender, Children and Social Protection 13, Attorney General's Office and Ministry of Justice 14, Trade and Industry 15, Youth and Sports 16, Information and Communication 17, Environment, Science and Technology 18, and Works and Housing 19. I was thinking saying kasa 19 way mono. Unsa me 19 way no yetwa twanchan for bi na atutu agu mo ben na ikro mu hu hye dan hia no. Sanitation akwaka cha den for na me no nyina anim se enko ba bia no nti yetwa twa nyina so anka feel saying kasa this 19 may stand. 19 obi anya deputy ba kokra 38. Now for regional ministers no 16 na nkeko 54, but I mean I am eager to see what will be captured in the manifesto to constitute 50 no. But margin mo dear, I think 54 would have been a fair representation of each of the relevant sectors that we run in this economy called Ghana. Now the regional forces in Nikanwananka 54, but we wait to see. But enokrano a quantum cut down kesiye pa and also be bringing in some revenue source near there. Or say obe regularize the mining sector. Emma proceeds no you be refine ma show up your gold reserve. And also no a certain revenue sector. Nti or yes man we no nyina na adwene mu no e be ma sika e free emission tax commander na be tax no e be ma sika e free sa emission tax no mu beba no e be quite little 400 million enomuka, but the gold show up ninkwano can take them to over 1 billion or something. In fact, gold in estimates now can about 10 trillion as a day. Just a quarter or something. When you read the script, you can see those analysis in there. When we focus on that, you regularize it, CCAD, and yet chasing BR. And when made the DBA may come as a me compare Cocoa board. Senka Kokrokoo, anka board ni why regularize regulate sadienwa. Anka Kokrokoo nzube nhote galamse die ya kan yawo. But ene no akuafo nketen omo ye Kokrokoo afo ni nyina nim se Ghana Cocoa board nko an eto Kokrokoo. Enti pese Ghana Cocoa board yo eto Kokrokoo a menye child labor. Enyusu foul means of farming. Menyusu chemicals bi ewo wefum ho ebese Kokrokoo ni quality. To the extent that ebedu bebi nkwan Cocoa board ankasa kwa na timi supply fertilizer the required fertilizer ye de no omo de ba try to control the system. Oti Cocoa we kwa fa so aye bru no Cocoa board has taught you what to do because you say one year to suit sa regulations no a o ton ba bi enye I say bia small girl dey call ade na nya obi anso na border line obetimi small girl enu kra ye chew kra no a wa bregu Cocoa den yo ni nyina beje from sem. Until they work cocoa farmers everywhere in Ghana work according to the regulations laid down by Cocoa board. And until no Cocoa nya ready na Cocoa board aje right there at the origin point. Quality control for her umbe test ya bia na enwo ye ya say ya ma opc ne masa san dry ne bi san hata na san anya yi aban no na eto den say yes similar thing the gold or the extractive industry a enye se nkrofo wi om ho na jukoshe forest mu kokoye no enye ne se nkrofo ne namu nsuosu ya yi because ya akosa wu dwa ne krofo no so tetew obi aso nyonko ya so ya agro no mudi. And so in so mukra no bijina but sisi ye bie ma regularize na kase sisi ye ne mu an e ba be adwuma aban kra na beto gold na mo be ye no wo ye won so hu amento oye we say ya mento ye go crook for na tototo ni nyina masisi there are sales point in the district ahemfo ka ho say na ye won script ni mu no ade a I'm sure say obi anu hot modern who betete aye good adwuma bi wu. And so for me this statement may relax a very relaxed small scale miners no they be anomuni are buying we purchases here excavator here for higher yes they will be relaxed now because in the coming months or in the coming years are buying the of a regularize it to the extent so can minerals development bank as a beginning a day now a very facilitate to mumajumano me yesu so na catchis years and him and the mamin coming on December kuna asori presby asori wo garden bi wo Reese Presby was a cropon chiho baby na brobe anka ne den mini ya prince ya na ye koko eti anka no ko wi brobe ne ne ena dakro catchis na monitor who say
prof ba to me ba mamenyo mic ni ye ma say I don't know ko from ti mame na me ndane o mic na kakra e ma ho e professor Smart Sapon ena e kasa no me hwe na ma ye mic ni ye kakra bia ma na watimi abona simple you prof ba to mame ti o
nana very well enti that room nya catchis yes enim ye nyame fa ne krensie wakwakoje na ho me woni ranchan na nia catchis yes enim ye ya ne say that for friend me ni nia prince e no say efue me de shamonsa
chese na catchis na unse mu wia no
na nim say nana fitida ode efue ni share ye nsa no
bibia anyina ho
debi ye mom ni ye make sure say obi mebu me fa me share ye say anka ba kokura iram ebi ne small scale for ya mining for asem ya me de mete wo opani Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia conversation efiri na eko and I say in the coming months after the elections nyame na dum no wi ni I think the conversation is that every mining no atita mu wi am ho ye ne den ni nyina no every ye de be hye mu amonsa ehu hia so be sa ko wi abrobe ni bio ye de anka na hye wonsa ni ade enti no that for me relaxes that sector. No, I say go wrong places obi ade ho teta na jo no ye den debi now they can calm down. Constitutional review onya opportunity no a oya ebeboa ye nyina am say Ghana for a lot of us are in for sa review no. Unfortunately Professor Mills nyamefa ne krensie ye ka obo ye ne committee ne commissioner otete ye Mill short nom the pennyfo akese ebua ma ye review ni nyina no. I think from the time when President Mills nyame eto ne safre no a okoye successive leaders have not paid much attention to the constitutional review, including the former president John Dramani Mahama, including Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, who for me a lawyer in good standing and all those. I've said attention that needs to be paid to this constitutional review thing yenya attention no nti emede say me hu say o mampania be de cha capture e wona ade nim given the opportunity ye be hwe ne ono so betimi aye about ade na me de minya ya anka onya opportunity no a on to aso free baby Professor Mills eja ne ho no nanka immediately you are using the constitution to rule as anyesa yes nema bi wo mu ayempe. Why was it difficult for President Mahama to continue from where his boss left? And why has it been difficult for a lawyer in good standing like Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo to continue from where the commission ended its work?
It is difficult because we decided on pay own country.
So we can constitution, no the constitution the tree version ni ho. Emra kunni nti no ye best say e no de watro ahye vision nim say nyame na dom na oba eno dum de hia Ghana ni bia pa take ye quick survey bi wo abonten na hwe say na Ghana for efa ba ko the downside of it amom de metie ye na ye touching e ka kuma kakra say a platform like that and they ba be kwan ani papa fa so a free mu nyame anim ni and the name say downside occasions like that you can use about na ha no and okan kosi so say be motivation be nkranhye e ma ne ye na adwese so nya kwanya bia enema mienu na nkranhye
se onyakwan bia
Professor Openeje ku me Mr. O na me da say onyakwan bia em say na waye na agye so be bibisa na ne eto no ene ne papa no ankoto obi foforo nso anase ne papa na bibisa eno ne nam so am say drone nei obi homfa no anase ohia dro bi ana moja etimi ye nti mente sa abakosemi anasa foundation ya enam so ma drone we by and me mente da enti na ma underline ya for me a highlight in the speech na o mine because sa na nka niema atototo ye mu bi ɛda so wo yetima ye de be siege na ye say ye nya kwanya bia ye be ma things are better
ye nya kwan bia
ye be ma ya ye niema papa ma ne eto ye na nto obi a ankam se Ghana nke ye koye nimpa enso ye obi no mo ho no mo asem asi a aye omu ya no anase aye yi no omu nya bibia amfa ho na egoso akusua to nkrofo na eguso to nkrofo oh ye wo baby no wo ehaya o ye rough o tie be pai kwan no so baby amna bi wo baby a o ye rough tie be pai wa be famu a o tie be pai first no it becomes obligation on you say only penifo be insist ya try say mbe kata ho na nkoto bi foforo say hona for me so the occasions I can papa kwa papa fa so free me but at least I ya onimu amene wo woka obi o baby a draw wo ho mra moja be free one source they are the needed hospital no ni ade no swat with the zip line drone adino nia mede AC na mpanimfo atoa so economy ni dem say and like I said, Felix, a very excellent submission. Now, on dwelling more on the economy. My main can we feed you to say Ghana economy and yes stable that. We Professor Nkrumah, Dr. Nkrumah time. The baby see and now ye can say Ghana's economy has never been stable. Indicators nina with the exception of debt, ye de. Kankwana a war upward trend that de biana and niches. Apart from that, indicators na can enough idea for sunny. They all behave sinusoidally. Efro ne sunny. Kitwebi 2009 to 2012. Now inflation was at its best. Now 2013 to 2016, inflation compared to its best went to its worst. Over 2017 to 2020, the inflation assassin kakra was at its best. 2020 to 2022 it went to its worst and they behave better a nyanko ne best but at pointed down. What I'm saying is that COVID or no COVID, because 2013 to 2016 there was no COVID. 2020 to 2022 the best COVID and I say crisis globally, but senka crisis in Niho and check the data from 92 down to 96 to 2000 to then a behavior sign so that leftness and yempe a better way to stabilize our economy. My fear is that apart from say explainable fact that say COVID nominally global crisis for 2020 to 2022 no, what would we use to explain 2013 to 2016? Obibeka said mismanagement, but whether mismanagement or not, all governments have suffered up, down. Nature say mismanagement, no cry near the fact that there are some fundamentals they basically right. Inti the economy be politics that will largely be perpetual. The best and then politics against Nkrumah, no politics against Mpenifo Abesina Twem. We could form nyina na wo kati and now Ketia Jerry Rollins, and now Ketia Professor Mills. Professor Mills kept his in a very good idea, but at a behavior like that throughout. Into enjoy politics no, the economy you know. Now I think say going forward, yempe kwan be befa so asoman, ye nyina be a very stable economy for ourselves. But going into 2024, the stage has been set. Nana, emede say. Because of Omampeni Abedi conversation now okoye wo UPS and Intino. Me sure say from that time no they call the next 2-3 weeks. You be issue based discussion. Nyame adomo aminim dakra mpenifo council the 4 others that we know. Say Cheda nom ene Openia Lanom Omampeni Dada John Dramani Mahama. If they want us to continue with the quality issue based campaign 2024 Ghana for person omutie no a omunso omun kodi omunchro omani so ade hunu no na omufa mra metudwa yempe bits of it monye document no famra na interrogate document no na entimi manya yi na se obetwan ma obedi ne de aba na obeye obetimi aye wontimi nya obetimi aye wontimi nya de I think say etwem those days when politics were like that no mummy hwe na yensie politics now. Bring your visions, bring your aspirations. Mpenifo amuti amose mo beko I can say 2024 ni bi ye twem mo fa mo documents mra na ye interrogate ebia whether it is detailed like Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia de no or not no still no your vision mon tronto paper so famra na ye fanto to ho hwe say de na bebo o mangana, and we will do the discussion dispassionately. My voters no onu mo koto aba no etimi message na ye pa bebo o mangana enti the card na me da wase
Mate prof me so me da se pa mama Reverend Charles Osu akwa na afi bin kono na bi ho Reverend Charles Osu
menua na ya kadna
Reverend and grandson of
menua na ya kadna
Mache
me jesu obru
na how to say
the orchestra bi ntine so no edine Yehowa ne hu na ne hu wanwa ebi ase ne dia ampa ti de wo mu nyina ne dia ene kwasem trodo se nyame bi ani ho a wote se nyame a wote so on to aba but odi o man nyina so on to aba but o choose leadership sa nyame na meka ne ho asem de anopai se wutie me na opese odi o man so a wori mu asem mo ye o campaign ye bani na mu no sa nyame ne si hene kono aso ne tu hene na da romenti ene mahumenia professor ama fini yi na da romanso nti mahumenia na nabi organizer papa branti obedi national organizer na go for hun but wabreba ka emre bi atwam na kumase zata na MDP wa wilderness ano mo wia nye na achese sabio o mafu ataban zata de no mo wia no mo ntaban ya fo enipa bi tizo mo na o mutimi be hata party ni wa wia mu ma ebia tom so tia nyama say ene wa national organizer he deserve it maybe nyame ya dom so a nche o wasa ya MP okumawu ni na wo won hyehyɛ ni mu oye menu apra kope etoda amanfo nim sɛ amanyosem obi your party mu me MPP we say hwan ye party dey say beto nipa wasase so ndi he's a brother na me hu na kyeye okwa aban mu ntan kai me o ma na oje machia na ba ko bi na yeso ko acha na mamni na enkai ti wote me kai no say aya on kai me na ni nua pani onim ne tete no saa na mda so te on kai me anaba in chia
oso oti hei
in chia kase pa
obi so se me nchia wo ma no no otibia na se o forest otibia na se o forest ho eti ono so chia wo
me gene so ba de anaba ya matiefo ani ahefo so ya momachi titru ni nkwanza of na nanoma trankonya ani adehie nyina menye twinya do me de minimum amanyofo ho but minim je adehie e won nkwanza of fiejafo eti anapa ya momachi
but ya stand me kona na biso no prof sapon patoti we Buzia appointed 55 ministers and their deputies under the 1969 Second Republican Constitution. Lehman also worked with 54 of such appointees under the 1979 Third Republican Constitution. The huge size of ministerial nominees under the 1992 Constitution comes from the provision in Article 78(1), which states the president shall appoint such number of ministers of state as may be necessary for the efficient running of the state. And Article 79(1), the president may appoint one or more deputy ministers to assist the minister. That is where the problem is. Dr. Isaac Brackon Anopei Yema watching. Ohineyire Theresa also so over Jubilee House. ma yema o shedding onana Gladys Edu and another friend Mrs. Akon no pay ya wa nya media enti oyene Theresa also yema o shedding woni abusuafo ni nyina na bi me ba ma fa wi fam those who sincerely desire the truth will not be reluctant to lay open their positions for investigation and criticism. I will not be annoyed if their opinions and ideas are crossed. Ellen G. White, 1946. Okay. Kabila so there or there 200. Nanabi.
Anamedase. Na macha prof. Smart sapon. Na macha the anope or the was it or can't come was a very more quite on Fanchami near door no na toda sanse me nyina no otimi catch or inti nyina so na your godfather e baako na say na me call the man with many sons. He is a godfather to many people.
Many sons and numerous nephews. Nephews.
Na say me call Cabo office. Ti me drew Cabo office. Me come ho na Cabo e wo picture bi. So kakra e be abo me room ho. Na Sir John and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, His Excellency the Vice President. And Cabo na mu. Ti ya me too many na me say, "Ai Cabo ama me free office and miraho the account once a while maybe I said you won't be any funny currency and another one menu council now can MP asem ewo kumawo no kwasem ne se mitmidi MP obabi mi no MP dwumade de ni mitrim kra midi okumawo
kese eni utrim 2024
kese menwe ho kra my kra
unya nwene ho
e be na national organizer am organize my party nyame ya no be break 8 debi eni mitrim kra party dwumadi na no emede na ne tie ne se kumawo no miami nuani mpon ene wo ya brante 38 years ena menhia nofon so a metimedi wo hon so no say menua akwasi so say
kwasi konadu
akwasi so say menua say me on no kwa ne call Sunday school nyina sa no me call prempe no ko was metawmachi mitawmachi say omunkoso anu munyo modwumadi
obo Cabo dion
aye
so is Cabo in Ghana
Cabo say
Samson Kwame Nyamiche na ebisa no pay
Sammy Misro Cabo panasa Cabo hu no
ewen
say communication na ebia na say bi enten kan but he is working very hard and one contest elections ono a shechira oye
Anthony Abeifa Cabo aka Ebluto
nana
Ebluto
yo His Excellency Dr. Alhaj Mahmoud Bawumia, the next president of Ghana.
Says who?
Wama Ghana for say enyama fufuro bi ewo ana wama ehu nso abo NDC for Jumadi no mame mo obibia abaso as a national organizer mame mo team na baso mo ye juma no day and night ana enya juma ketwa from day one we've worked as a team nti mame mo obibia abaso nti jumadi ya ehun fefefe sa no juma akomu no na enya asem ketwa to bibia obo bia mbo na baso na yesha jumadi na ase ya no already now a certain profound statement a free openi pow ya bibia the former president John Agyekum Kufuor. Na wohwɛ nkɔmɔ a odiye that day ni endorsement kɛse a nana mewɔ excepts ni bi kakra wɔ ha na mepɛ sɛ
na sɛ President Kufuor di Dr. Bawumia ho adanse enye news ana
oh da bi ɛso nana ɛso pa kyerɛ sɛ
da bi menka sɛ enso but news ɛyɛ ne deɛ ɔhe ne fa
da bi I'm talking about asɛm a ɔkaeɛ sabe wayɛ president 8 years pen nana no kwasɛm nie yɛka aman a anaasɛ aban a yɛbua from 1992 ne yɛhwɛ president a yɛyi His Excellency John Agyekum Kufuor a yamenkya deɛ wɔtwa ne 8 years awie a wakɔ ahomegye mu a obia no a wɔtwa 8 years abiem ebacho so onu jitum former president Rollins nyame ato nsa frɛ no to no pɛne obi a ɔyɛ living wawie a to kɔtena akyire no ne wahu no to ɔka emodu paa ye bibia na nadanko Akufo-Addo His Excellency afei aka no 1 year ansa no wafi so papa di wakɔtena fie hu amamuo no wakɔ ine na ataba asafa ntonim
1 year na so ate
yes eti sesia ni za wohwɛ ɔka asɛm bi number sɛ mede hyɛ me nkomodi na ɔsɛ if anybody aspires to be a leader without command of the new technologies like digitization and also without deep grasp of geopolitics, I tell you, you can be a good man in the old disciples like economics and politics and all of that. But I tell you, very likely, you may be found wanting. The young man has these instruments under his belt. Digitalization, geopolitics, and additionally, we have seen him perform loyally under President Akufo-Addo. He is hallmarked by humility and the temperance requisite for the job, leading a nation in search of a way forward. Ebrena Ewumuno. Also, medical say former president Kufuor. Why ye penny pa no akotenechi and wakasa asemu. Okay. And yes, I was a former president or Seba. A year John Dramani Mahama. Nana, John Dramani Mahama. Say, ye two about ye no May 2013. And I hope I'm correct. A May no
2013.
May 2023, sorry. Me kase your moto about ye as flag bearer.
Na person who dey work cantina.
Sorry. Ye two about ye ni we as flag bearer. Nana me sra wona ye nsentwoni. Ka adeɛ baako bibi pa wɔso waka wei wɔso ɔde bɛboa because you see ye free COVID mu na eba
but no pay JDM ni how
oh dabi na asema nkɔmɔ yɛ ni nya afro sɛ me ka ye campaign na ba ɔso JDM ni ya wo pa na bi ye be gya wakɔ
JDM ni
how to boss na wo de wo papa na afro kwa na ye ba ye ni ho adwuma yi pa sɛ Ofasi ye two abayi no almost 8 months. Untimin ka asem bia.
Anye bia no. Waka 3 and 2 24-hour economy.
Oh nana, it's a confused policy.
24-hour economy.
I'm telling you.
That's not about me.
Mamen ka asem ncho. Sa economy a ye pese ye digitizing. 24-hour is a byproduct of an economy you press your money called ABF digitalization. That is how it is. And I'll explain to you why. Nana, you Bawumia Emma you who say baby I drew the way forward is new proposal. ni speech no achemu miensa uhwe ni pa ni edi kan na o start ubusa asemi se nkofo bi se mo say country no driver no car ne kwa koba amena mu na wahuru agina na me pacho I beg you with the greatest of respect such preamble to questions no for me is unfortunate. The reason why I say so is that he has always admitted that he has been part of the team and that challenge is about no he's been part of the solutions as well. In fact in his speech mu kono sa kan say in spite of all the challenges no nana we have done far better in the economy more than the NDC, and the data is there. Far better. Nana, baby, a COVID ye bedu ye we are seeing petrol prices double ye. Affect ye we are seeing Nana, omo no mo kra niam ba shipping so her container. Nanka fe so de ba $1,400 per container. Ekoya 2022 ekodu a year $9,789, which is about 576% increment. We are seeing now. Nana uye no free honoma FAO Global Food Index we are seeing na body a ehwe ye nua ne sem so nom ne ade nana so wo share the cost of aduane increase by 95.1 point at 2019 emye de ko 140.7 we are seeing na aduane bo kosoro. In fact so wo fa US now they were on record to have even documented say for 40 years ni omu hu say inflation across to say that for 40 years ni omu hu say economy no omu GDP na aba form say that for 40 years ni omu hu say eye nnwuma abo omu mabunu say that. UK the same. In fact a lot of countries eye demonstrations there by and was so. And now over Russia Ukraine war yeah omo account for 30% of a wiase in a wheat I export you. Omo kwano account for 30% globally. Eti sa wo hwe se wheat boa a jump your cost by 62%. E wiase nyina e affect ye. Na so offer the price of fertilizer a jump by 300%. E wiase nyina. Na e wiase hu this catastrophic event is here we have to say be that eti say we say in spite of that crown now we say yes I there so we hear the average growth for even a grade 2017 e ba be si na ameko ya na 5.8 and the NDC na 3.9 ya there chen global problems e ba nyina ya there chen now we industry growth. Now, I say under NDC from 2013 to 2016, 3.3%. We have from 2017, ABC and Amino Kasaya 10.8%. Nana, so we share a year the service sector 2013 to 2016, near 5.2. We have in 2017, ABC and Naya about 5.1. So we share unemployment rate. We've done far better than them. From 2014 to 2016, now 12.92. From 2017, ABC 9.00. Offer city depreciation. Send you city no cry. Say under them. Now we did from 2013 to 2016. Normally 18% average. From 2017 to even 2020, year kasa ene year a little over 7%. We've done far better than them. Tina figures ni wo ho no ma ekire say empokra no the management of the economy na ya na say no former president Mahama kan no ya na onimse Ghana for the sebe refie de wo yeso eji on ni so biem ni ti no yen kai Ghana for. So even in terms of the economy we did far better than them. GDP growth nana for every year former president Mahama tena so no na ode yen kan kono eba fom I be see say oh free swa Ojan just below 3%. Ojan just below 3%. But this is NDC for Mokasaya Oma Breso for 5 years near that doom so. I wonder say it is a common breso pa na nka COVID in Russia Ukraine war iba dia eni nka Ghana nka yewuwu because more breso kra na ye Russia Ukraine war no look at how abysmal how amusi perform so badly the kind this vote na ene Russia Ukraine war ba any COVID ba His Excellency the Vice President eka on his speech emo magana hu sa position so he has never me say mo bia nka sa asem ni biem say na ye fi say babas bia nko pim ba bia in fact Nancy World Bank for crack said the economy is even turning the corner. We've done so well e baby ani eduru no eni amane ne how ani ewom nana nyame de eye pa so obo awrefie adia COVID ba ye wiase Ghana na wotu okra na okra wo suro se wo be wu ana say bibia say nyuma bia bibia say no ma ye nyina mu no nana still free SHS ye ntwamo teacher training allowance a former president mama na COVID ma Russia Ukraine war ma ye onu no twam no ye ntwamo nursing training allowance na COVID ma Russia Ukraine war ma na ye ntwamo a school for almost your pomu and the former president Mahama Breso or letter the command vice chancellors principals rectors say onim omuntuma students no awon so masni biom entua electricity bill water bill any others into omo ahwe kwa mfa so agye free student for so ye buy ne sa reverses ade no nana ye ntwamo anya say awon kira benti no enye ne nana in spite of all of this we have recruited more than them over 100,000 teachers added over 100,000 nurses added nana okan speech nim and the data is there 2.1 million jobs are created. So I asked myself say enka enye nyame pa na di ye ho afofie eno man na nado danko ekufuado ene Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ebe pie sa ebre yi mu pa ena nka former president Muhammad da so wo ho no mu a nana enke wuwu but now breso was it say wo person will enjoy electricity be prepared to pay more. Now from 2013 ABC 2016 in fact I was standing no crampo Emmanuel Professor Mills Abreso during the NDC reign averagely every year biano omuto electricity musa time omo cost no more by 50%. Na ya Abreso COVID aba Russia Ukraine war aba yaka we are just below 30%. Ayatu. So every sector abefani biano we've done much better. Nana she said ahochire bremu we have constructed more roads than them of amakwata wa de wate more roads me say me ko ba bi pa na me hu kwan a ye yi a me say Ghana ni hwe ofan kokwan ne hwe even
sa kwan no mesrew ofa kacha wo fa amakwata say ewiase nyina de enim ni sese wo ye kwan a yenkum manifo ni dwa ba bia omo fa hoda dansa na wo ye kwan foforo no mbefa no ese say no ye equally important than a kwan no a uyi no fribe
ombeni na
da bi twan na bi ma me
ombeni nya o say yeah o me hunya wo ka no
onhui
na de nya kwan me mfa so de nya kwan me sa fa so
de na meka
say access roads na wo kana na
say wo so wa hunti kan
yes na make because people have complained to me say there are some access roads bi ho no ma because of the construction closely e man kofo ho kire ho
enye no
na de na okay
o say e kwan no hon because of enchenchen na o ma ye ne every main road no e ho na ye mfutura ma che say onam ho na wanye careful kra electricity for pylons no susu sisikwan utanye ya o de bepem ka bi susu sikwan so a unhu
say ufri eyi ba me fa sen kan say wo ma ufri e bank kan no me hu say omo electricity eyi bi ka bi ho no ma say ya fa nche na construction dey to da because you see na me ba who say we are going main road okay kwan bi ho no mo a nke bi kran kan nke be block bi akwa aka amfa so ne ama diversion but we na koye major main road untimi blocking the crowd
no we are not saying blocking
eti
but the issue I would na ya more trouble
contractor or ya juma pa na minim no ɛno ane sɛ yɛbɛka kyɛ ne sɛ mesrɛ
me na me mama
saa inconvenience
me mama airtime the fuck kasa ne de me kasa ma me kasa o de kan
oh there is a small kind of matter but me dey hear me say we omaka by June they will finish etoda inconvenience oba nyem na okwa awo so a obechema emu oya
ekwa be no be June
me say by way
it's not possible
every day na fe no me day and night
na be it's not possible
me say me nim da o your contractor every day o me day and night ba onim me go ade ne hu hia me pa ne say enen kra ha hu enen kra ekwan aya ye nana me time no more because yeah
o de carry up so can na ka 5 minutes
in debi nana enka 5 minutes je me see ekwan aya yie it's unprecedented no boss kwan first pa na okodu anwan kwanta okofa adansa so kwa na wawuram asa na okoru oboase na wasa firi oboase kwa na wo se twama kodu nkwa wo I am free kwa no oh my goodness anyway because those time I may yeah na me baffle from a national youth organizer me campaign na nkoko heye na me ko rua mu abrem sa short distance abrem nkoko oh nana me kosa ko fa so solid me national youth organizer me kai say me national organizer some oku market ye ko northern tour ye free to mu ni aba besi burger ni ye ko ene ko hwe burger kwan pa tu boko solid me see I want say we mu nyina ye komo me see senka former president mama na tisu anka yewu I want say we mu yenya emu bie no ya jayo
this statutory break
emu bie no no ma na to boss man me so me point no
why start
yeah wa he say me na me kasama His Excellency the Vice President so mo bia kakra na me de no no more
ti na mama mo
no
statutory break
and semni bia yira ba o mi akan no say oba ade ba kwa se ehu here pa because say how in terms of health nyame ncha de the revolution na danko akufo ado aban e de ba health mu no it's unprecedented and this year I'm telling you on authority so about 60 of the agenda 111 will be fully completed this year see that such revolution in our health sector to build 111 hospitals see that education muso anyame ncha de free year de ba yi and also education we say we've had another big policy and also e honum see na post covid na de hu hia ye pa no e see ebenya sika na enwuma so beba because any ade de call from that is why I'm so happy that obia ka your tax mobilization hunsem so how do we maximize it how do we broaden the tax net say betimi capture obia the only person for me the only leader what me at the bold solution aba ye yeraba omia say I was say see an your tax your money is simple you digitize no I no boama obia tuabi say ne be ma emma GR4 and I have videos me say be kan say GR4 na ne akogina obi office ye twen na gisika ne akogi dabi e too a cake for me also right from say all file or taxes up to the auditing level nyina no also ye di abefo ofun so oda ofie anajo 24/7 na oye no nana eno nko ana to boss mame eno nko ano
to bo unim de make out the tobo nkomo ya make kan ya wa mama nkan tie wa party batie nana okay say the traffic between Eja Herba to Ofankor this morning is unbearable. I have been stuck here for almost an hour. Please announce for the police to restore. Nana so Obama o the end the way na okay maybe adwuma homachin nyame ebo amene say be 4:30 and na ladies na one back frame ka chem say e kwan na si enti me ba ma me mfa ho ko yesa mi ntimi ma medru onim on say udru John Teho na say wo ba Ofankwa o matwa kwan bi ato ase ho na ho no so ehu pa because say na mfuturo no wo sane
deep kakra
o ba be connected to babia highway no e wo no on say na ho na si aye nti no enra car kese ba ko eloke wo ho e cause traffic ena homachi tanka ba ko su kokomuni wo ho enti efra ahomache be 4
no and e
ebesi say ye kase e na say ya say Obama de aba
ebesi contractor we adwuma me so
take note kana wa mama nka
o da me ko kan me say contractor ni take note say na be a ye de dwuma pa ba say nso no ye cause inconvenient enti contractor was no be take note
enya easy because every White House ever offer ordinarily any say take 5 minutes but say see am no kase e ho no obetimi dey close to 2 hours e wo ho kakra no
Yes, I want Canada crowd and come free Kumasi never done come Eka.
Oh, that can out me, ma. Tanka now free Kumasi never no pay. Count me.
No question and say, oh, Kumasi now obetimia for Bruha and Kafa. A Jumano Sunyamianta make us Mugusua or Muya, quest or bow.
Contractor now, oh, yeah, you man be only there can yes only.
And I may see, contractor concerns here, Rizzy. Miss Rasa, Bomodia, oh, yeah, we speak to him. We speak to him. I know him. He's a very, very good contractor. We'll speak to him.
Nobody has questioned his competence.
Oh, yes. Enter me can say, and also say, ye. And prim, so no, I want you a day and go for money. Best say, on share no ye who be and for momo. Nana, may say bold solutions for the future. Say you bet me generate because revenue is here into our GDP 14% pay. Nana, see it me grab pejam to 20%, 25%. Prof, what it can do for this country? Massive. So, for somebody who's been former president before, I expect certain things from Onkasa. And when I say, Felix Asma can grandpa now say excellent. Yeah, what would Professor Mebuntino? At the point we say watch it 24 hours near Babaton, watch it 24 hours a day. I have the video here, and say 24 hours now, yeah, cano. Watch it 6 p.m. no more. Ubenya bi is here per se na 24 hours no. Utimi nya watch it 12 crampo na unya bi the 12. What kind of analysis is this? Now even in advanced countries, send nyamisi bo wiase no. Day and night no, whether I like it or not. Ko UK abonten so. After 7 shops bebre close. Ko US abonten so. After 7 shops baby abenya no more liquor pub restaurant and no crowd after certain time be no eklusi so for obetimi katem say or the 24-hour economy bana or looking at say o ton niema physical na mu so nipa no nim ne oka but when ye Muhammad Bawumia propose and then because of mobile money interoperability nana wotimi makura asechre and won ya so betu ka abakageti abiem mobile money interoperability be NDC for na come the 1.2 billion dollars then kako yo 1.2 billion ye buy the 4.5 million dollars in a year etiene utimi senisi kako ba bia timi senisi kako wa bank account mu eti se kuecha e wo sekere na se opese ogege niam kakra bu okejetia na hia ne se one nana ya kese akasa nana ya kese so shop kakraka o kejetia nana eniam mi hia ni odni nyina afa phone so dia ma no owe ya mobile money wa send akwa no nana nso ahyehye agu ka mu a ekọ sekere odi akoma no owe ya waje na ade peaceful and a DVLA o kwa efekeke Ghana card a year can 17 million ye put your money a year juma over 44,000 airports
and in the crack run is saying
and they can say bold solutions for the future post COVID no enye ne hia ne me ba me pe honeymoon na metimi aba be hwe se ne wo pe honeymoon ye ni abra ye free COVID maba na sisi a ye hia maburu ne hia adwuma no former president Bahama se ope honeymoon no akwadwodwo no ho kakra ansa no adwenga na ho no His Excellency the Vice President say on ye honeymoon dia ono no oye mana oye adwuma oye adwuma osre tiemfa we ni shene say and mining very very important sector and then look at how opeso ma mining eye fair we proposing mineral development bank look at such innovation. Somebody should tell me at their former president as former president you've been Mr. Udionim send me sini odo city no che me 3 minutes per count I beg you this is a request send me no city no Mr. Na wo
3 minutes so dem dey
na why a former president pay you na nam be say one manem busa 24 economy ko buso am say what are the details they almost me can hear Obi also watch say na be abetimi ato watch anwumre. It cannot work. 25 economies say we are going to stimulate incentives. Are you better than US? Are you far advanced than in China? Even go to China. Even recently, you go to China. China, crowd, may say after 6 p.m., shops are closed. Shops are closed. Now, Obi, abayu abia onti onye sika, or de kwa high shop or kwa or shade them on the kitchen kakra. Wire fryer, wire way, is ya no, wire fryer, wire way say, Oma order pet. At the phone so either say Facebook, Instagram, maybe Snap, at the end or onye we ya no man order no. O man order say we na here. We prepare, we packaging it nice. We free who will be your suppliers fantastic. We free omo sa say Uber Eats say bakubi so Glovo say Glovo ebi. We free omo. What you usika? Utua ya no. What chain baby a wote. For instance, nyama no GPS ya de ba ama location a full. You see, I'm saying mfutu kwan kura no. Mfutu kwan e hye nwura mu kwan no obi gina ho no ma wo ni GPS a e de wo no direct ekokusi ho. Nipa na gini sika. Owe yoko. Ana we ni ensema ye kan yo. Ene omo ye classes.
Lessons. Aka 1 minute.
Nana mpacho mate. Oi, tell me Mr. na de mame. Nana we ni adwen pa ye kan. Somebody else should propose some bold solutions for us. And I don't know why no. Former President Mahama, for me, he has failed us. For details of 24-hour economy nimra. Now that is why I'm telling you, say, what His Excellency the Vice President is proposing. Say economy, no, or pursue moving towards that cashless economy. Secondly, or per se, you digitize every sector of the economy. No, that is the solution. And sir, Juma 24 economy is a byproduct of that. It's a byproduct of that. Nana, Mr. Ghana for former President Mahama Yehun and Sanu Juma Pay. Obey President Yehun. Ana ya yesuye. 4 years abandon so no so say pemu honeymoon ni 4 years na cap keke no so de ba no nsem o kan nyine nana o say pemu honeymoon asa na o de adwuma etiefo se me kwa mesa ba biem nti no me de besi ha na mesa to aso enche bia but yempe honeymoon president
yo etiefo na ese ne time dru ho no abe frɛ ne ho no akasa biem nti no me my friend Reverend Charles who say ombre mu
na also when your contractor apart from law do you have engineering?
I'm engineer.
Okay.
Where the engineer?
Oh, electrical engineer.
Me electrical engineer. But don't electrical engineer, me electrical engineer.
So as a journalist I know to the tertiary.
Then you both qualify to and
because everyone was say na be you should know say engineering it's about design. Principally it is about design. Before erection and inspection. Only anything our contractor has all my main can me no. Oh there. Reverend Charles also. Oh there na be why na just say.
Minian na ya cardinal.
Charles are on your politician. Oh there me that say. Minian na be there so why politician.
The di kan no. Amanyosem. Ani o mayasem. Ne fapem kese pa na se nipa asechem be hen. Politics are come asem bebrebe nyina ne se omamum nipa ewo omani mu no ye ho betimi eden ahen ha yen enam anisodi hu ne adwuma aban beye na me no kasai me mikrom eyen enkransa your constituency eyen enkransa of Fiejafo 8 years of this government said here Nana B through Dr. Mahmoud Bawuyamayate say omaya kwan chen aban bia o Fourth Republic 8 years almost 8 years ni yenya 1 single kilometer of road on Cranson of 1 single kilometer of road yenya bi ho enti etoda na eniema say ye kana saa edu baby so na mu ya is a omano ye chat national cake now we have over 11,000 kilometers of roads. And I buy now Ghana CCI under from 2017 up to date. Gususu AAB. Not even one single kilometer of road. Say even on entire road cran yenye biwo important more. Na emu ya pa emu ya yi pa emu ya yi pa. Na in fact aban won koye odaso woso say ade aban na kwa na nka me ye boso mo kra de anka nenka sabi ko be kan say anya se ya wi ba we de ense Roba umia ene naban President Adanko Akufo-Addo o ye niema etesa o da so menim so mbetima san ye bi mama na ye enti ye nso ye twen say ye benya ye share of the national cake through roads so at least prof ba me constituency na ufiri Tanaboase akwesi befi kranka kosi yefre akwan yom dom sakan e almost about 60%. Almost say jam na say cry say dey we yan hwia enye yi between kranka sika tomni adoye ese woni say o ka kire ufri busuya ko roman kase ene ne town rosa ayro ene oba busuya kra township okay my district okay the development then eba 20 years in any district 2004 2024 20 years even the district capital roads no I just about 5.1 kilometers of roads basically na ensure timi to na ensure timi fanipa e wo mountain so because of bad roads you can't even cross even zone to crossing from one end to another very difficult. Now the saddest thing cry woman say onyame aye adom ache monkeys dodo na nim sense ahwe bia ka ho between Boabin and Fima ofri busuya ya district capital e ko Boabin Fima is about 4.2 kilometers of road ebesi na yenye da and sometimes it me drew in Sitobre na ngofo mo bands nsrahwe bia timi ba na wabedru busia no masansan wachiko because of bad roads enti misref eka masra ka na mesa ka biem so yes indeed abana ye akwan bebre which ni yade ye yafunyade otimi de woni hu nti yenya atrosem but I'm saying that in Cranston of for almost 8 years of this government not even one single kilometer of road any hu no adeba kwa mire akokora kesene se so fin Cranston ko kintampo akwana ya kakra na oye dukro bi e friend na tamfia no number 1 and number 2 bridge densu no sunti ya jama kwana ya krona ya kurase na a lot of cars e community ensuno en shada nye sebio nsu kase pa setsan kanipa bibiri pa but yes nkofo wu ho ti me sre na me sre wa ban news even though your infrastructure projects will break our boy nya bi ho ofwe de na menu na bi kan agenda 111 nya bi ho now show almost about close to about 60% of them is almost ready. The building, not the equipment in here. Yeah, the new we are window level crano. I feel happy wedding at the drew. Very, very sad. Indeed, Omuncho money measuring our grandson of
more than one.
Yeah, I'm not agenda 1 put, but roads. For 8 years, we haven't had even 1 kilometer of road. Which is very bad. In Suta, motorbike rent even called Nakako. Indeed, ya kwane doso. Yeah, constraints you.
But we about to say you.
They're here.
Child Jansia, Uramu for Jima, also Ura Constraint. Jima. That road in the museum. I remember say about my yin. That time on my about I say.
Oh, the end can say across her. And say on and no crown and yet this time no way and we are check and as on BCC no my and then say but kwa as anka unya fu e kosi jema no o ye do tamfia no and no majai because of bridge into the chrono aye basa and unwa wa kwa rebe ho enti mesre abana ibi na yɛsrɛ sɛ ɔntena nim hwɛ owura Bawumia ne nsɛm ɔbɛkae mɛfa firi baabi owura akɔfo kasaeɛ ɔse baabi yɛduru no ma yɛnhwɛ yɛ amanyɔku sɛm bare yɛnhwɛ ɔman no ka Ghana situation ɛwɔ mu no affect ɔman nnipa ɛwɔ mu nyinaa nti it goes beyond amanyɔku sɛm but yɛpɛ obi ɔbɛ prefer solutions a ɛde ahotɔ bɛba ɔman no mu ne nsɛm no na wotie a ɛwɔ a ɛkɔ akɔyɛ sɛ manifesto but it wasn't a manifesto but a manifesto is also a vision nti yɛbɛtumi aka no saa because nneɛma no bi wɔ hɔ a wanka ho asɛm na deɛ yɛbɛtumi aka no sɛ ebi a India manifesto no ɛyɛ ade a ɛbɛba mu nti we are waiting to see the nhyehyɛ na ɔde baeɛ no somehow no ebi wɔ hɔ a ɛbɛ deal with corruption how it's going to fight corruption but there are some people who are also embezzle funds out of that no kwan bɛn na ɔbɛfa sɛ ɔbɛ deal with those people ne nyinaa no nso yɛsisi yɛte ho asɛm afei security because ɔman biara no asomdwe bɛba agye sɛ bambɔ ɛden ɛyɛ adwuma ma nhyɛ da nte ho asɛm bɛdɛ bi a because that day na yɛhwɛre na TV no kɔ off and on ti wuni can say auditorium hɔ a maybe wonti nisɛm nyinaa man ti security ho asɛm deɛ but I know say definitely once he wants to be president definitely wɔbɛka biribi afa security ho nti yɛpɛ sɛ ɛte saa nsɛm no nyinaa but me mate sɛ nkɔfoɔ ka sɛ wo deny the government ne ayi yɛ nyinaa ɛnyɛ pɛ wɔ asase so me nua nana kɛse cardinal te ha yi sɛ akonya kɛseɛ na chairman general ɛtrɛm but I'm not sure sɛ o moderate show no sɛ the chairman ɛden ɛyɛ no ti definitely ɛden ya so obenya obɛyɛ leader ne nhyehyɛ bi kora bɛsɛ owura akufo ado kora na nyɛ ne nyina na bɛden ɛbɛyɛ sɛ ɔno but me feel sɛ aban ɛwɔ kwan sɛ obɛtumi aboa owura Bawumia paa the company for some fun a training trust so and then maybe how can say nyɛ dia na kra ba ne nyimfiri hɔ because minia nana bi be kan last week say emission levy ne nyimfiri ne party nyimfiri owura Bawumia can the same thing as aka yi levy and even indeed say party no person omo to so ebebu oman dia na nneɛma wo so oba na so be yefiri hɔ dia why can't they do it now omo timi nyi sa ne ma ne den mfiri hɔ we feel say umetime yɛ free amana yie because our dream says we yi free obetime de hyɛ pa bi ato kwan mu ama ne nyina akyi yɛ free no nneɛma bi aboa de a ɛne nka omunyi free hɔ because ani mom ebe boa yɛn ama yɛhu sɛ ampa papa yi nsɛm ɔkan indeed yɛ man kwan obetime ayɛ de a chance a mati sɛ na yɛ sɛ yɛ comparison
nka me nana we dey ho Brazil ma me sɛ kwan free me no na me nka asɛm ba nana lawyer yes ebi adding to ne wokan mestre aban penifo adeɛ baako a ɔmo nsa anwen mu biem na nkɔmo mfamra ɛyɛ rotos no hwɛ me hu sɛ Ghana ha yɛtwa bibim ama rather nipa na timamufo na ɛkɔle for sɛ emraba ti sɛ roto no da and near ɛyɛ ne sɛ because amaman nom wo soro ho Burkina nom ne Mali no omo ba ye port no so obi fi Burkina na onim se otwa rotos mu nkwa be 10 onam no free se paga no be fa wuramu se ba bi obefa wuramu bia no se hamlo se hin obefa wuramu a be wo fa bia no onam saa and when they come with heavy trucks and hwe Kumasi kwan
I say cry
and a rotos yenny message. So when you expect Kasa and this year is estimated send Kasa rotos and grab it from about 120 million.
The cost does
emission tax here came near the Maya 48.
Yeah, come on, no.
80 message no dear. Na me can't to unya de say aba immediately no came from my back any many be honest to be ye from na ye ni ozi timi ye nye.
I feel my who say omo ye comparison. I mean, where is the comparison? Owura Bawumia onye president. Owura Mahamanai president. We can only compare the two. So Owura Bawumia any opportunity by a president. Any a cap presidency. You bet me compare them. But you compare records of political parties there. You bet me compare NDC and MPP. But you look as if said the comparison here is as if say Ura Baumia a president, and Ura Muhammad Swai president. They compare leadership. Now that Ghana for man opportunity no be leader, and you bet me access the leadership. The near mile or can't solve ye. Any the waiting me then aye, then share wedding or the other, because say a comparison there. Then we can only compare Ura Baumia as vice president and Ura John Dramani Mama as vice president. Because fortunately for them, no, we are almost about 3.5 years as vice president. We also have 8 years as vice president. And no case compare crana. Still, I the comparison and share that ye ding because Bako they are watching Bako. But if we want to compare, there may be a compare political parties between MPP and this year. Or my dear minus so that, and it will be in Sunsan Soa. As a manuku. But when it comes to leadership, yeah, Muhammad's leadership that we know that you meet him there judging from 2012 to 2016 over here on Mampeni. Or over the onye Mampeni. Until Ayana, they were most of Mokasa, a man on Mokasa near you know. When that comparison comes in, then Nama Afi Adeswa Sabi ain't going to mean so be as a dead thing, Yadeswano. Because you see, I can say, Ura Akufo-Addo the president. And that is it. And so it's the presidency of Ura Akufo-Addo. But Ura Baumia will only campaign on the legacies of Akufo-Addo or the Ababaye or Mampeni. But as for him as a leader there, who is so Ninsunsan so Ewo or Maimu. Me, Nadiba Kwame Wo, Amanyofoa, Nyon Kwamenti Asiense. A difficult some Belgium from Swatum. I had too difficult for them. Because I was waiting to hear from him say, yes, I've been part of this government, but I feel say I deal with it and when you give me opportunity, I will not repeat it or I won't do this. Ura Muhammad Siaka say, who say I am from so now was she BBA free from so, but on Chile am from so cra. Why are wedding? What's here BBA free mintia one opportunity? On sign yes, I'm from so beam. Maybe they meet my can. Or the air costume in a munism. We share, but if was a bosh a cadine. Assembly, I can be a touch a man emperor and just touch a man pro, but that's my wakano. Sabi and people free home. Many a prof number of ministers and at least give it manage 54. Or about me, I say 50, or Bahamas 60, and so forth. Na meeting na madwi mo me kesene ne kakra ade na kire say Ura Baumia e different from Ura Akufo-Addo in a sense 2017 and ende I mean we compare which one is better. Definitely you would have said 2017 that was better than now, but Ura Akufo-Addo might say because of situation na yewo at the time enti ebe here say or did that number of ministers ready ebe yejuma because he said he was in a hurry to make sure so we can fix him. And so we had over almost close to 100 appointees in government. But now you do a beer or how now you can see no. Robert, when you say man opportunity, or no the obetiso, say we will say Busikadia or minor. I am also saying now, say Sadia, any abay, any BB, and Chesa and Passe. Yetiswa ebe so that Ura Akufo-Addo can begin to cut down the number of the size of government. Nipa do wanna can so be say enye adwuma no ena de from ono ankasa na be de akire enum say ofi say ye betimi aye with 15 ministers here. I think that it is time said CC ye say they are still in government, they are not out of government na ya propose ade bia o propose bia me amete ade mpese me hu ni gidi amenya won mu say you bet me signs from now going forward say niema working now because I'm near sure say Ura Baumia assembly obeka bia no on taking into account say Ura Akufo-Addo that that's the president. I'm not sure meaning say what taking into account
reverence from
oh no so me really cover bia
see from
last time they can't say maybe the best thing that Uroku for could have done, say, say, who the over Umiama and cover step down, not the Amana hiding, about take you over. So that you be the style of governance are over here. I see a 200 be year. Says also in Timanya year, minimum said discussion has gone on prior to the statement or the heading or the better of being his own man, which the entire government, if not even the majority, at least some of them would have accepted the opposition or the 12 team. Yen started implementing those things for us to see. Because an animal can say a common natural resources can say. I have a lot to say. I mean, there's all kind or kind, but in same or more, as I say, you can't ye. Emma say, on young opportunity, Baby, dear man, so yet you because. But if was about the heart, come on, Canipa, and yes, sir. You are resources to crew him. Meanwhile, not conform benefit here, you can say outsiders, and then the state will go begging from them. Say the Baba Yenny Mokrum. You want to share parties, see between my woman, and Nipa or my one, a dear good year Hujuma, even your basic cash on Butum now, one more money so benefited from it. Why not? But I still think that any papa, any argument, papa only Timmy Nana. MPP is still in government, he's still in government. That near mana, what can you name of Vainano? Yen started Enfanya Juma. If it is about Ghana, dear, Nanyama, you could, yeah. Say your mind. And a yaka hosam, but in your amuku hosam dear. And the Enfanya Juma. Now yenya hunsin to papa and one more minor and fun to my penfra.
Mate, medasi, Reverend Charles Usu. And I'll be 1 minute, Nanko.
Nana?
Yeah.
Mr. 2024 about one. Elections are, and as I can see between the past and the future. Say, Niachum. Any ye priako yenim. Yura Mahama Ejna Homa Enyema Achum. Yura Baumia Ejna Homa Niema away yenim. Ah, ye pray. Se wo share enkoma akoswa. Na Era Charles can say, yeah, no credit to do. Yura. Mahama, oil man penny pay, yenim the track record. Yenim the track record. Oil man penny pay, a baby buy, or see oh. Yesikasem, Yaviamana Kadompe. A baby buy, or see oh. Manufacturing sector, some way smart moon lay off workers. A baby buy, or can say oh, on your magician, and work create jobs at their mamma. A baby buy, or see oh. Someone, me and Tracy can be uncome. Yentimi mamu nyina mu kanea ene ye wo future obi ono so aba wa kire ne waye nana ebro ba ye sinohydro na gire ye wura ba omia so ene wo hwe tamale interchange na wo hwe eye a lot of eye akwan ye ya sinohydro die nana mobile money interoperability ejina ne so
and abi next go ba ne akan ni nyina
NHI card nana 30 seconds NHI card ejina ne so nana sa wo hwe ene ma waye a finally Yura Charles can say men mediwi. Or say Yura Baumia president. Na Yura Mahama president. To them ka Womunya vice president near and no quasely a bra ni Yura Baumia vice president no all over. He's been touted as the best vice president ever in Ghana. Obiaka. So on the most active, the most innovative vice president ever. Yura Mahaman's wohono, ye who is say, and Yamaya the Bruno vice president. And yefe, and Untino, Mestre say, papa is about president to be a ye can say on ye the best vice president ever. Or Sababa be president to she near my pie, sa new ideas. Our Sade bar. And I must say Ghana for you now, Yura Mahamadu. Baumia Adom, no be your omampeni, or be your mampenia, Ghana, a beye cra. Peche.
What are you, mammy? 30 seconds.
Yeah. Adebakwa meda sorry 2025. I won the speech ni muanka be me depa yes 17 million Ghana cards sir. You just have to apply for your passport and your Ghana card number becomes your passport number. Passport office will be print card and then it is unim near man can free ho. and can ye a lot of because and can say 4 million pen the guitar passport.
30 seconds.
Sa 17 million na kano. In fact, this is one smart thing a nay crash so mbaju no started so mutu one and one along with near also for Charles Car say some of those things can start even now. And can say go near money passport na just say Madam Minister Koho and kanini na 80% of the backlogs and delays in passport acquisition are caused by the process. And so the biometrics will there so ni na Ghana card so. It's a very smart one me bon pa yesenka or no anasa ban ya it is anasa obi should be able to implement it.
But
Na me de manu sia chia minua bema Adoma Bismarck Mr. Bismarck Adoma ECG district manager for Ejuso district. Ena wa unua ba minua ba lecturer a owo Kufodua necessary midwifery college oba ama Bimpoma Abigail Frimpong anopa mi chiao
Musa Abatwa Kumasi manya o message no batie ntimi enka brand ko na radio for reta do ase Peggy menzaka o message no medamu nyina ase Jacqueline menzaka o message na je kumu nyina menzaka o message no medamu ase papa mama mi fancy ase na Kofi Converse the Royal Baby enso so enemo emetra kobim se premo ebeto just say
1 second me aminua ohina oti domi abra akonya so nkransa domi abra wanya eyi na nana memo yako ani watran kunya nyame enchichiro re medase
meso medase Reverend Charles Osu Nana B and Professor Smasapo medamo ase Kofi Converse and onemo tana kobim se premo ebeto efrem nana ya kaso betumi afrem the cardinal me the FM ejamu nyina bakramo
COVID-19 yare na me ho betwe me pa fi se me wo mtishewa
me wo mojamro so me wo esitwe yare
me oba pemfo
me ni efi na me mpo mu nso ye nanso se me nya COVID-19 yare na ebetumi ebubu mi egu ho
ye na ya pomuden ho atochima kakra ene wona wadru won penin fiem no COVID-19 yare no ye enibrisem sronkuma ye nkra